Hey the bosses, and welcome to my channel once again. My name is Gina, and on this channel I talk about how to make money with your writing. And in today's video I'm actually doing a review of my business in 2020. So grab a cup of something you enjoy and let's talk about it. So let me start with actually why I do these reviews. I've been doing these reviews almost every year. There are a few of them that I've done that you can check out. And I like to do them because it gives me an opportunity to reflect on the year. And also, like, when I was coming up, I'm still building my business, to be honest, but when I started, I really wanted to see more people that look like me and sounded like me talk about the behind the scenes of their businesses. And so I do this for that purpose, that, you know, there's somebody out there like me 5 years ago who would benefit from this, in the sense that I talk about what worked and what didn't work, what failed and all that, right? And you get to see that behind the scenes. So that's why I'm doing this video. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about YouTube, because I'm making a YouTube video about this, right? So here on YouTube, this channel grew by 1,100 subscribers in 2020. We finally hit that 2K mark, and I'm very grateful because, you know, I can't imagine even walking into a room with 1,000 people and speaking to them. I think that would be incredible, that I would stand before 1,000 people and speak. So the fact that there are over 2,000 subscribers on this channel right now is super exciting for me. Now, could I be further along? I think so. And I'll talk a little bit about why I think I haven't moved along as much as I could have in just a minute. So apart from gaining 1,000 subscribers, I also had 117,000 views, over 117,000 views on this channel. Again, I'm super grateful for that. Now, most of the views came from this video right here, where I talked about how to take your YouTube videos and post them to Instagram. Now, as excited I am about the fact that this video has over 80,000 views currently, the thing is that this was way back when I was still talking about a little bit of social media and a little bit of writing, and I hadn't really honed in on talking about writing and making a living and content creation. So that video gaining that many views, well, I'm super grateful for that. It's also a little frustrating for me because I really have moved away from talking about social media strategy. I talk about content, I talk about writing, freelance writing, self-publishing. I don't really talk about social media strategy anymore. Now, there are a few ways that I could have gone with this, or at least one major way I could have gone with this. And that major way would have been, when that video started taking off, I could have made several other videos around Instagram stories or Instagram, but really it wasn't my forte, and I didn't want to be on here spewing nonsense and things I don't know. Okay, so I did not continue to create any content around that, and I believe that that is one of the reasons my channel has stalled a little bit, because here you have this video doing so well, right, bringing in views and subscribers, but then I wasn't creating more video content on that subject. And so I think that that's one of the things with YouTube, is that once the algorithm recognizes you for something, it's almost like it wants you to stay there. And then when you begin to create videos that are different from that video, you struggle. So that's exactly what has happened to this channel, is I've struggled to gain a whole lot of traction because the videos that are gaining views are really not the videos I currently create. Okay, now I will say that because I focused on freelance writing, online content creation and all that, this video right here, this video where I talked about, I did this last year, where I talked about how to become a freelance writer in 2020, that began to pick up. And I was like, yes, this is the one I want it to pick up. So I was really grateful for that. And there are a few other videos within my, library of videos that are beginning to follow suit. But I guess the biggest lesson I've learned this year is, if you have a particular niche or topic on YouTube and the algorithm picks you up for that, it kind of almost pigeonholes you into that. And so then other pieces of content that are really good, and I will say my content is great, let me brag on myself just a little bit, don't get suggested as much. And so hopefully, I'm hoping that with some of my freelance writing videos and writing videos that have really picked up within the algorithm, but not to the level of that other video. Hopefully YouTube can recategorize me and the right people can find me. So now let me talk about my podcast. So YouTube and podcasting are my main content platforms. However, podcasting for me this year was really difficult after the pandemic hit. So January, February, March, even a little bit of April, I was doing well with my uploads. But then once the pandemic hit, there were a number of changes. First of all, I'm an adjunct faculty at a community college here in San Diego, and that was shut down, and so we had to come home and I had to teach from home. So that introduced a completely different dynamic into my life. Then I had my child who was also in school shut down, so he was home 24/7. So then it made it super difficult to even record podcast episodes. In hindsight, and again, hindsight is always 2020, right? In hindsight, I see how maybe I could have kept up with the recordings. I have no regrets though, because I did a lot of meaningful stuff in that time when I wasn't recording the podcast. Whew. Just when you decide to record. So there definitely was that almost 9-month break in my podcasting, but then in November I decided to pick up the podcast again, and I have since published about 4 episodes, and the podcast numbers are going up again. So it looks like some of you are listening to my podcast. If you don't listen to my podcast, I create the Create and Prosper podcast, and on that podcast I do interviews and also talk about online content creation, writing, making money with your books, all of that good stuff on that podcast. So if you're a podcast listener, do check it out. Because I did have a 9-month break, my podcast numbers did not grow as much as I hoped it would. However, over the course of the year, I did accumulate 1,500 downloads of the podcast, for which I'm so grateful. Even when I wasn't uploading, there were people that were still listening, and I just want to say thank you. I am going to keep up with uploading episodes to the show. So God willing, and hopefully in 2021, you are still listening to my podcast. I'd really appreciate that. Now, like I said, podcasting and YouTube are my main content platforms. I used to blog. I don't blog as much anymore. Once a while, I'll drop like a blog post, but podcasting and YouTube are my main content platforms. And I want to share something here, which was a mistake I made at the very beginning of my online content creation life or journey. I started creating content in 2012, right? And I will say that back then I wasn't very strategic. So 2012, 2013, 2014, I wasn't, even 2015, I'd say I wasn't super strategic about my content creation process. The moment I did become strategic and began to create specific content for the specific audience I wanted to attract, though, that's when I began to see my digital products sell. That's when I began to get inquiries about my coaching. That's when I began to get more freelance writing work, So I think that as a business owner, it's absolutely important for you to tie your content creation process with your business. If you create random content, it's not going to serve your business. You're not going to make any money, and you're going to think that content creation is a waste of time. Okay, so you never want to create content in a vacuum and then create products in a vacuum. Your content should be very related to the products, the offerings that you have, the services that you have. It has to be intentional. And so in being intentional with the content I've put out here on YouTube and with my podcast, I've definitely seen over time income growth, and also like I actually do call to actions, which is something I didn't used to do before. I'm doing more call to actions. I'm letting more people know that, hey, I have a shop and I have coaching, and I'm beginning to get asked about that more. Now, as far as income goes, usually I don't share raw numbers, but I do share percentages of how things have happened, right? So most of my income, again, has come from freelance writing. This year, though, I noticed that more people were asking about my coaching services. And so I did get a chance to do one-on-one sessions with individuals. I coach people on freelance writing. So if you wanted to jumpstart your freelance writing business and you really needed somebody to give you the step-by-step, like this is what you do, A, B, C, D, and then like get your life together, for 3 hours. I do have a 3-hour intensive. It's a one-on-one session, and we talk about that. And I give you also my course, The Right Society, as well as a copy of my book, When I Freelance Writing, as resources that you can go back to and refer to, as well as the video recording of our 3-hour session. Then I also coach people on how to write and self-publish their first nonfiction book, and that is a 6-week program. So these 2 coaching programs, people came into this year, and I'm super excited to work with my coaching clients. And so actually in 2021, I will be focusing a lot more on providing coaching services to upcoming freelance writers and to people that want to write and self-publish and market their first non-fiction book. So if that's you, let me know, or check out this link right here. Now, I also will be promoting more of my digital products. So if you're here on YouTube, if you're on my emails, you'll see that I talk more about my digital products. And that the reason why these are the 2 areas, these are the 2 income streams I want to focus on in 2021 is because I'm moving away from freelance writing. Now, I'm not moving away from content writing though. You thought I was. I'm not moving away from content writing. As a matter of fact, I did get a position, a dream position with a company that serves life sciences and healthcare companies with content. And so I did take on that role, and I'll be starting in January. So that's going to be something that I do in my day job, right? So I don't want to be doing it also as a freelancer. I enjoy writing, but like, I don't want to be doing it in my day job and also as a side business. So I'm actually super excited for what the new year will bring, because again, this is a pivot. I did an Instagram post recently where I talked about it's okay to pivot, because in December of 2016, I made a pivot. At that time, I was a social media manager. I had been doing it for almost 2 years, and towards the end of 2016, I just felt inside that I needed to move on, and I moved on to content writing, which, you know, a lot of this channel is about. And my income grew, right? Letting go of social media management and then moving into content writing allowed my income to grow. And again, this is December of 2020, and I'm finding myself in a season of pivoting, and I'm excited about it. So let me know, like, are you in a season of a pivot? Are you thinking about pivoting? Also, I need your help. I need your help. In the comments below, I'd love for you to tell me what kind of videos you like to see on this channel. I still will be talking a lot about content creation and writing, but you know, like, let me know, would you like to see like more behind the scenes? Would you like to see more of my processes? Let me know. I'm always trying to serve you guys with the best content possible here on the YouTube world. So let me know in the comments below what kinds of videos you would like to see.